histories of the men that God raised in the past. A man like John G. Lake. John G. Lake was one of the 9 men of the Azusa Streets. He was one of them. He was one of the men with F.M. Bosworth and William Seymour. He was one of the men with Mr. Fox. Those were the men who prayed down the glory in those days. And when the glory left after 7 years, John G. Lake, one evening, late in the night, he was in his bedroom. He cannot sleep. And he decided to go out walking in the night and do a walk. And as he stepped out from his house, he saw somebody coming with a light. He thought it was a security man torchlight. But as the light was coming closer, he realized this is not an ordinary light. This is too bright. Only to see an angel of God came closer to John G. Lake. And this angel had a Bible in his hand that was open. And the Bible was open in Acts of the Apostles chapter 1 and chapter 2. And the angel said to John G. Lake, the glory of Azusa has left. But if you can pay the price that they paid in this Acts chapter 1, chapter 2, if you can pay the same price they paid, even though the glory has gone, it will come to any man who pays this price. And the angel, and John G. Lake, with that encounter, he locked himself up in his bedroom for 9 months. For 9 months, he didn't come out. For 9 months, he was seeking the face of God. That was the man. When you talk about being teletransported, he can be here, but yet he's been taken to different parts of the world, laying hands on the sick and coming back again. That was the man. You have heard about the bubonic plague, which we call Ebola, which he put under microscope, and the thing has died. That was the man that killed Ebola and the bubonic plague in South Africa. That was the man who went to a lepers colony and was laying hand on all the lepers. And the spare part department of heaven was open. And brand new fingers and toes and nose. And he lay hand until he doesn't have strength again. And now transferred to a rock. And laid his hand on the rock and said, I release this grace on the rock. Every leper, come and sit there. And every leper who sat there, spare part department, fiam, brand new fingers. There is a grace that you will contact. You won't get it any other place. Not by laying on of hands. No, sir. You have to go and die. You have to go and lock yourself. You have to go and pray and pray and pray and pray and cry and pray. It is John G. Lake. When he left South Africa, he opened 625 churches in 5 years. Sir, go and try and open only one. You will know yourself. And then he relocated to Spokane, Washington in America. And within a year, 100,000 certified healings took place until the President of America declared the city of Spokane, Washington, the most healthiest city in the whole of America. Because of one man who has come from the inner chamber. 9 months. 9 months. 9 months with God. And he became a carrier of the incredible grace. I close with Tommy Hicks. Tommy Hicks was on ground when A.A. Allen, Jack Coe, William Branham, Oral Roberts, all those great men, Catherine Kuhlman, and all the Amy Semple. He was on ground. And he was hearing of all these, his colleagues. Many of them, he went to the same Bible college as them. And they were operating in raw power. And the colleagues who are operating in raw power, he is operating as an ordinary man. Tommy Hicks. Until he said, no, I can't remain like this. Tommy Hicks went and locked himself 40 days and 40 nights, no food, only water, crying for God. God, where are you? God, where are you? God, where are you? God, where are you? He finished 40 days and heaven was silent. He came out of the 40 days as lean as a skeleton and built his body again and said, I will not accept defeat. You either show me your glory or you kill me. He went another 40 days. God, where are you? I must see your glory. Reveal yourself to me. He finished the second 40 days. Heaven was closed. He came out from the chamber, built his body again. I said, Father, I'm going again. until you visit me, or I will keep on going these 40 days until you come. He went the third 40 days. In the third 40 days, an angel landed in his bedroom and said, I have been sent from heaven. Your prayer has come before the throne of God. My name is Healing Rain. Healing Rain. That's my name. I have been attached to your life. I will follow you every day of your life until you leave this earth. Your first assignment is to go to Argentina. When you go to Argentina, ask of a man called Juan Perón. Tell him that God says he should sponsor radio, television, newspaper, the stadium for 2 weeks of crusade. That God is going to send healing rain. And anyone who enters that stadium with sickness will be healed. And then God will heal the agriculture. Then he will heal the economy. Go to Argentina and ask for Juan Perón. And the angel disappeared. He took flight, landed in Argentina. Right from the airport, he started to ask for Juan Perón. He didn't know that Juan Perón is the president of the country. He didn't know that Juan Perón is anti-American. He didn't know that Juan Perón is a dictator. He didn't know that Juan Perón is totally against the gospel and has closed down all preaching opportunities of every church. And he was asking people to send him to Juan Perón, and he booked into the hotel. And they said, Juan Perón is the president of the country. Go to the Pink House. America has White House, Argentina, Pink House. Nigeria, Black House. When he landed at the Pink House, a security man came out, one of the closest security officers to Juan Perón, and pointed gun on him and said, hey, come on, don't move further or we shoot you down. What do you want? And he told him his assignment. I have been sent from the presence of God with a healing rain of revival to heal the sick and heal the economy and heal the nation. And the security man said to him, if this message is from God, let it begin with me. I am living on drugs, high blood pressure, hypertension. I have blood sugar diabetes. I have so many diseases. If this thing is from God, let him start with me. My security officer, lift up your two hands. Thou power of God. The power of God jacked security officer. Security officer was kicking leg like this. When he got up from the floor, the medical staff of heaven have removed every sickness. Every pain has left his body. He stood up from that place and said, sir, I know I am healed. I am very close to the president. Come by this same time tomorrow. I assure you, you will have an audience with the president. Juan Perón came, Tommy Hicks came the next day. And he was ushered to the president of Argentina. And the president said, yes, what can I do for you? I have a message from the Lord. He delivered the message. The president said to him, look at my face very well. Look at my face. I've never appeared in any poster or any television. I have cancer of the skin. My face is twisted. My skin is under heavy disease. If your God is bringing healing to Argentina, let him begin with me. When Juan Perón stood up, he said to Tommy Hicks, all you have requested is granted. I'm handing over to you the Atlanta Stadium, free of charge. It seats 25,000 and will be there every night for 2 weeks. I and my cabinet will be there every night. When that program took place, within 1 week, that stadium cannot contain the crowd. The crowd outside the stadium was 4 times the crowd inside, because the healing rain of revival was so heavy and so deep. It came to a point they have to announce that If you cannot enter the stadium and you have sickness, only touch the walls of the stadium and you receive your healing. The power of God was so heavy, the government has to order lorries to be packing the chairs of the cripples and their walking sticks and the paraphernalia of those who have been healed. The power of God was so heavy that it was difficult for Tommy Hicks when they located the hotel where he was staying. The whole of Argentina was going to the hotel looking for Tommy Hicks. More than 4,000 people were sleeping outside of the hotel because of a man who carries power. Before Tommy Hicks can escape from his hotel room and come to the stadium, he has to devise a means. He wears skirt and blouse and put artificial breasts and wear wig and carry handbag and high heel shoe and begin to move. Because when power comes, brother, you can never live an ordinary life again. When power comes, even in your house, they will break down your gates. When power comes, your life is no more an ordinary life. The president of Argentina called Tommy Hicks because the 2 weeks was over and he was to return back to America. And he said, sir, we are not allowing you to return. I have closed all the borders and airport. You can't go. You have to remain in Argentina for another 3 months. And I'm taking you to a larger stadium, the Hurricane Stadium, that can seat 110,000. We want this move of God to continue for 3 months, non-stop, every night. So, that was how the greatest move of God in Argentina took place, where 3 million souls were swept into the kingdom. The president became born again, the vice president born again, the secretary of state born again, the accountant general born again, the entire cabinet born again. The whole of heaven is waiting for you. But you're busy here and there. The day you shut down and lock yourself is the day the scrolls and the rolls of your life shall be opened. You don't know you're going to be ministering to presidents of nations. You don't know that when you land in airports, there will be red carpet to receive you. Meanwhile, you're wasting your life. Go to the inner chamber. There is an upgrade. When Tommy Hicks left Argentina, he traveled to Russia, the Iron Curtain, where nobody is allowed to preach. He went straight to meet the president of Russia and said to the president of Russia, sir, God sent me to you for you to give me the right to preach throughout Russia. He said, no, it's against our law. We don't allow it. He said, yes, but you will allow me. You have the right to change the law. Yes, I have the right, but I will not change the law. No, sir, you will change the law. Because your wife is suffering from leukemia, cancer of the blood. And I have the right to heal her, and I have the right to leave her to die. So, the deal is this, Mr. President. I'm going to heal your wife of leukemia. You will sign a document giving me right to preach all over America, all over Russia for 3 months. And the president said, you mean you will heal your God will heal my wife? He said, yes, sir. It's okay. It's a deal. Mr. President, sign first. Heal my wife first. Sir, sign first. Sir, heal my wife first. Tommy Hicks said to the president, sir, you can sign. Your wife is already healed. Go and do the blood test. Let them send the result. She is already healed, but sign. That was how he had open door and preached all over Russia. The first place he preached in Russia, they brought a woman to interpret. And he was preaching and said, tell them that Jesus is the Lord of this country. She said, no, I can't interpret that. Stalin is the Lord of our country. Stalin. He said, no, tell them Jesus. He said, I will not tell them. I will tell them Stalin. And she spat in the face of Tommy Hicks and walked away. That was his interpretation. When she walked away, the power of God came on Tommy Hicks. What I told you in the morning, glossonalia. He started to speak in the Russian tongue by the Holy Ghost with no interpreter. He preached for 1 hour in the Russian tongue by the Holy Ghost. And the whole people were crying out. When he stopped preaching for the next 5 hours, he couldn't stop them from crying. And then the power of God transported Tommy Hicks, picked him from that place and took him in the spirit to another city to go and preach. A man who went 40 days until an angel was pulled down and said, I am attached and I'm assigned to your life until you leave this house. I don't know who you are, but I came to tell you there is an angel that will meet you in the chamber. I don't know who you are, but I came to tell you there is an appointment that is waiting for you from heaven. I don't know who you are, but I came to tell you all you are struggling for in life is there in the inner chamber. In the inner chamber. Oh my God. When you go to the kitchen, you smell like a kitchen. You go to pit toilet, you smell like pit toilets. You go to the inner chamber, you smell like God. Hi. The inner chamber.